Warning, this video features a ship that is primarily acquired via gambling mechanics in game. The chance of winning this ship is extremely low and there is no guarantee that you will win, no matter how much you gamble. As a result, I must strongly advise that if you think you have a gambling problem, please stop the video and seek assistance. Without further ado, let's begin. Glad you could make it. Greetings and Jolantru. I'm Captain Ri'shad, aka the Renegade, and welcome to this Star Trek Online Starship Stats Review. Welcome aboard my Shiva class. And before we begin, please allow me to say a huge thank you to the generosity of our most recent YouTube member, James Dooley, and Captain Riggs, Travis Games, Spike, Tribal Typhoon, Skyhawking, XG Blackbird, Miss Future Teach, Fox Plays Games, Lord Arminger, Negus, and Dante Demonic. As it is thanks to their incredible generosity and the support of this channel as YouTube members, Patreons, Twitch subscribers, and donators that I'm able to introduce you to this ship, the Section 31 Intelligence Dreadnought Cruiser. Now, if you want a chance to win this ship, or a select ship from the exchange, then stick around for the end, as there is a giveaway going on for this ship, as I do with every, from now on, promo or Infinity Lockbox or Lockbox Starship. At least I will be aiming to do so. On that same note, well, shall we begin? Now, let me be abundantly clear. There has been reviews of the ship already out there, and to be completely open with you, not shrouding anything, I have very much similar opinions to a lot of the other reviewers. However, I also have a bit more of a positive front to other aspects. So, let's see how I differ, shall we? The biggest thing I need to say right now is, with anything I say negative, remember that I do view this ship as being a ship that has for every positive and negative, and I'm not saying this is a bad ship. I'm saying it is implemented badly. That is the main thing to take away from this. I believe this ship has been badly implemented. Here's why, before we even get into the stats. Unfortunately, it is a promo ship. It's negative for a few reasons. Here's an example. When we go in the stats, we're going to talk about the turn rate. In order to improve the turn rate on this ship, I'm actually using a console, part of a console set, that you get from another promo ship. Yes, there could be better options. Maybe I don't need to do this. But I'm kind of trying to make a point here. This is a promo ship. You could be lucky and only spend £7 and get this ship. I couldn't find this ship in the exchange, so in order to get both the one I'm flying and the one that you guys shall be receiving, 2 ships, it cost me 3.5 BL EC. And I'm not gonna lie, considering how hard it is to find this ship anywhere, I consider that cheap. Especially considering I didn't just pay for the ships, I paid for the time and the expense that someone else put into finding these ships for me. They got a hold of the ships for me. So a massive thank you to my supplier. He didn't actually say whether or not I could shout his name out, so I'm not going to right here. But it's always nice to have someone who helps you get your hold of these things. Especially when you're working so many long hours. Does this sound negative yet? The fact that I've had to go to these lengths to get a hold of the ship and it's cost so much? It gets slightly worse. Not only is this a gamble ship, so you're either going to go the route I did, where you guarantee you get it, but you're spending a huge amount of EC, or you're going to be buying a great many boxes and opening them. This gamble, like I said, could cost you £7, or it could cost you £300 to £500. One of the promo ships I once got, the ship that I have dubbed USS Nemesis, the Miracle Worker Flight Deck Cruiser Disco Connie, that ship cost me over 300. And yeah, that one stung. I was trying for that ship for a long time. I actually lost count. I don't know how much I actually tried to get that ship. This ship is in the same bundle. Difference between those two ships? The Disco Connie is an absolutely magic ship. If you haven't got the Disco Connie, you get one of the boxes that this ship is in. I honestly advise going for something like that over this ship. Which lines us into the final negative I need to say before we get into the stats. And that is that yes, there are a great many better options at the same price range that will do everything you're looking for this ship to do, they will do. Hell, one of them has already come out, and funny enough, it's the Section 31 ship itself. It's the command variant of this ship, and it's actually better than this ship. The 4 nacelle Beast. As a result, I like this ship. I personally got 2 copies of it so I could give one away and have one myself, because I think this ship looks beautiful and it flies really well. It's just not implemented right. If it was in the Zen store, I would 1000% pick it up. No questions asked there. I do consider it better than most Zen store ships. Better than most fleet Zen store. I still don't think it should be Infinity. I want to put this in a lockbox. It's not lockbox level. It's sitting kind of between Zen and lockbox. So it's Lobby. It's a Lobby ship. That's where it should have been. So let's get into stats. I've dragged this on long enough. Talk the stats. She's a tier 6 Dreadnought cruiser with a hull modifier of 1.55, shield modifier of 1.25, her resultant hull weight level 65 is 69,750. Wow, why do I have to say 69 to do that? Her turn rate is 6.5. Her impulse modifier is 0.13. Her inertia rating is 35. Her bonus power settings are +10 to weapons and +5 to shields and auxiliary. She has 4 forward, 4 after weapons, and can equip dual cannons, which I am using, but please keep in mind that to do so requires a lot of augmentation to turn rate. She has 1 hangar, equipped with some very nice hangar pets, actually. Spongy, but nice. She has the active sensor array, which has all full intelligent ships do normally come with. If you read her blog at the moment on the wiki, it'll tell you she's also got command inspirational abilities. The Lord have mercy. No, she doesn't. She has dark mode combat variant. Talk more about that in a bit. Yeah, we'll talk more about that in a bit. Swarm mode, as seen on the previous command ship. And you know what? That is really good. It definitely helps this ship out when it comes to turn rate. She has weapon system efficiency and attract fire as cruiser array abilities. I'm not gonna lie, they come in handy. Definitely so if you want to fly tank. That we'll get into in a bit. 4 device slots. Her consoles are 4 tactical, 5 engineering, 2 science, and her bridge officers are starting low, going high. Ensign engineering, universal lieutenant, lieutenant commander tactical, lieutenant commander science with command specialization, and finally commander engineering with intelligence specialization. For those interested in Admiralty, her Admiralty stats are 52 engineering, 34 tactical, 40 science. Okay. So out the gate, I'm just going to say this. Support players. I know you could pull something out of this ship. But if you're anything like me, if you're going to roll support, you want to know you're going to roll support good. We get enough flack as support players, don't we? I mean, control boats don't get too much flack, but every other kind of support you're always getting flacked at. Well, let's be frank. I wouldn't even roll support DPS with this vessel, if I'm honest. Yes, it would be pretty easy to try and balance out debuffs with DPS output. You'd probably be flying as a support DPS as a control base, though, more with this ship. And even then, that's difficult. So, yeah, honestly, support out the gate. Stats alone, out the gate, support is getting home. I like my 10 out of 10s. But you know what? I'm going to merit like other... I've noticed that other YouTubers are doing this. So to make things simple, I'm going to merit up with them guys. Out of 5, 5-star rating. This ship is getting only 2 out of 5 for support. Very close to 1. Very close to 1. As far as tank goes, as much as she has got a very impressive hull modifier, she has a very good shield modifier. She has very good console slots. Maybe not for shield tanking, but definitely for hull tanking. The problem is, she's definitely an endurance hull tank. Probably wouldn't want to try flying regenerative on this ship. And even with X upgrading, due to bridge officers, which I feel like are getting a bit eaten up here, you can fly tank with this ship, but I probably wouldn't recommend it. Do it for a challenge, by all means. You could probably have a fun challenge with her, but limit it at that. Yeah, I would probably limit it at that. Resulting tank score, 3 out of 10. DPS. Now, she has got a decent amount of potential in DPS, I'll give her that. At least she's got a lot. If you know what you're doing and you can counteract her weaknesses, you will get some reasonably good scores out of her. I can easily see the 500 mark being hit. Easily see that being hit. Pushing towards the 1, maybe. But again, that really comes down to knowing what you're doing. Here's the thing. I want to give a merit on that. I do. You can go for a forward arc bias and make use of those dual heavy cannons if you really want to. But I would recommend with her sticking to beams and definitely thinking more broadside. Result, I'm going to give her 4 out of 5 again, tactical. She could possibly have gotten higher, but yeah, I'm just a little bit too edgy on that turn rate. So when I say 4 out of 5, that's a low 4 out of 5. It is actually closer to 3. Doesn't sound good out the mark, so let's go on to the other little teenier details that maybe can help her out. Okay, so where do we begin? Well, first of all, let's quickly talk about swarm mode. So, swarm mode, allowing you to deploy a swarm, which cannot be activated while in dark mode, will launch essentially a point defense system, a permanent point defense system until deactivated. While the swarm is deployed, they will deal 108 phaser damage to various nearby foes. It's done roughly, I believe it's every half second, and they can deal 4,263.8 kinetic damage to larger foes that are nearby. Now, this is not an easy thing to boost the effects of, but it's useful. It will, however, reduce your maximum hit points by 13%. It will benefit you though by increasing your flight speed and your turn rate by 15%, which on this ship is a big deal, especially if you're going to utilize weapons like I'm doing, where you're utilizing a forward arc bias. On top of that, well, we have dark mode combat variant. Dark mode combat variant can be activated during combat. It's a battle cloak. It will give you plus 50 to your defense rating, and it will, after 3 seconds, improve your stealth. It's a relatively quick proccing cloak, essentially, for the ship. Its big weaknesses are, though, it doesn't come with the main benefits of a battle cloak. No, you find them somewhere else. You find them here. And here's where the negative begins. Cryptic, I'm furious at you for this. So the one thing I'm going to say right now is buff this console. It is incredibly underwhelming. It's set up to be a go-to, a must-have exotics console or kinetics console, but then you screwed it over, quite literally speaking, by making it so that 2 of its passives are only triggered while cloaked, or in dark mode, or other equivalents. This is disgusting in my opinion. Frankly disgusting. The passives are plus 3.8 to auxiliary power settings, plus 28.5 to Starship stealth, improving your stealth and cloaking, and plus 33% to your flight speed and your turn rate, but only while cloaked. So basically, you're getting the battle cloak effects now given to dark mode, but you have to have this console equipped for your dark mode to have them. Thanks for that. That's really helpful, Cryptic. You've got 4 words there you need to remove. While cloaked and while cloaked. Just take them away. That'll fix this console. Invasive control mechanisms, though, is relatively useful. It does do quite a sizable amount of effective damage when used right. It will launch up to 8 projectiles over the course of 4 seconds, each seeking out a different foe, so they will not target the same foe. That's the one thing to remember. To each foe that is hit, they will deal nearly 3,000 kinetic damage, and will confuse the enemy for up to 15 seconds. While they are confused, they will also take 317 electrical damage per second. This is similar to an effective trait we have in the past, which you could slot, which would allow you that whenever you proc a confuse ability, you would also cause electrical damage to the enemy. I think it was confuse abilities, or it might have been something similar. Overall, this is I want to say a third of this trait is good, but the other 60% is busted. The other 70% is busted, resulting in me giving this console a score of this will be out of 10. No, actually, I'll do it out of 5 as well. 5-star rating for this one. 5 Delta rating. This console gets 1 out of 5 out of it from me. I was about to say 2. That sounds too close to mid-range, and I'm not going to give it that. I'm very, very annoyed at that wild cloaked specification of the passives. That's just a no from me. I will, if they buff it, and if in the future we can say that flight speed and turn rate is permanently there, then I will give it the exact opposite, basically. 4 out of 5. But for now, it's 1 out of 5. So, pushing negatives aside, let's go to a couple of things I'm actually really happy with. First of all, the Hangar pets. I've been hoping for more swarm squadrons or similar, because I do like the theme of them. This is a nice little squadron. It uses 8 covert phaser micro emitters, meaning not quite as powerful as standard covert phasers, but up there. They still have the same effects, so they do generate less threat generation. Not sure if that's really going to be a bother for these pets. They also benefit from other little benefits. I've actually forgotten what they are now. Oh, I can't even see my covert phase. Oh, yes, I can. threat generation, and they also have the ability of a 2.5% chance to improve their turn rate and flight speed. Oh, are you trying to tell us we have to fly covert on this ship? Yeah, I'm totally not going to do that. They are very good pets though. They do have, as I said, for the weapons, they also have Surgical Strike 2 if you have the advanced drones as I do. Surgical Strike 1 on the standards. Surgical Strike 3 on the elites. But I can't tell you any more than that because unfortunately Cryptic didn't do their blog right and they forgot to put the Hangar pets on there. Hey. Now, actually stop a second. Just go back to the console quickly. Warning, if you have this ship already and you may be wondering why your flight turn rate isn't seeming to be what it should be while you're cloaked and that, it is bugged. I noticed that in testing. Presently, if you are cloaked, the actual while cloaked procs don't trigger at all. So actually, I should give this 0 out of 10. Sorry, 0 out of 5, just purely on the fact that the bonus flight speed and flight turn rate ain't even there. It's literally the first 2 passives and that's it right now. But off of that, I want to talk about something that I'm actually positive about. You can see because I'm using it. Interference drones. Temporary hit points on Hangar launch and a plus boost to your, well, damage boost for your pets. Kinda wish it was bonus or damage, but yeah, you can't get it all. Now, let me be blunt. I understand why a lot of reviewers have not been too positive on this trait. It's very understandable. If you haven't gathered yet, I take the broader approach. I look at every possible angle. I am positive on this console. Mainly from the fact that I, one, do prefer to have a Hangar. And I would have liked to have seen a little bit more support for carriers. And this is definitely a trait for any carrier player. So approach this from the viewpoint of carrier usage, Hangar usage, and then no Hangar. Why am I even talking about no Hangar? That's just stupid. So, in the case of no Hangar, obviously you don't use this trait. Yes, I'm taking the mick here. One of my friends actually thought that this would still be a good trait to slot on. Don't have a Hangar. Kyle! I will say this though. If you have a single Hangar, 50-50 it, way out. This, the bonus 16,000, nearly 200 temporary hit points is nice for 15 seconds. It's very, very easy to do better. There are other things you could choose which are going to give you much larger temporary hit points and for much better periods. Especially considering this one doesn't like to stack with others. So, 50-50 on that. But, the bonus damage, that 33% bonus damage, all damage for your pets, no matter what pets you're using, it boosts all the damage they can possibly deal, will result in some excellent outgoing support. I've done a little bit of side testing outside of the actual testing because I wanted to see how this trait did with other pets. The Volgon frigates it was great with. The Mirror frigates was excellent. Vacation Fighter Squadron, absolutely adored it. Very much good with the Alliance Squadron. Honestly, to be completely blunt with you guys, I do feel like this is a very useful trait. If you are flying a carrier, dual hangar bays specifically, really I'm waiting to see a ship that has 3 hangar bays. That's going to be amazing to see in action. Honestly, just putting it out there right now, I consider this a must-have trait for carriers. Temporary hit points aside, it will excessively increase the amount of damage output you got. And you think about having those accessibly 12 hangar pets launched, 4 frigates launched, you can really get some sizable damage out of it. As a result, this trait easily getting from me 4 out of 5. And the only reason I'm not giving it 5 is because it requires you to be a hangar user. If you wanted to give it 5 out of 5, all you'd have had to have done is make it so that it could be procced in a different way, and then it gave all damage to you and your pets. Did that? Oh, that would be a 5 out of 5 give me it trait. But that might also be a bit OP. Now then, before we go and say hello, let's take a quick look at one other thing. Customization. So, hello Shiva class. Right. Things to quickly note. First of all, this ship looks its best with the Discovery era Section 31 hull. You can throw on the other types, but you will find that the panels that come away specifically for the actual drone swarm remain in its original colour. This stands out like a sore thumb. I don't know, you might like the way that looks. I personally am not exactly keen on it. However, I will acknowledge that I do like the look of this hull on the ship. That is very likely just me. I am intrigued to see the Type 5A on this ship though, so maybe that's something for the future. We will see. As far as window types go, there are no extras. Kind of makes sense, let's be fair. There's no special Starship bridge. That infuriates me, if I'm honest, because I'm going to be blunt and straight with you guys. Every Federation bridge should have been available on this ship. But, moreover, there should have been, I stand by this, at least one of the Discovery bridges. Even if you didn't want to give us a Section 31 bridge. Hell, no, sorry. Use the Kelvin Dreadnought bridge. There you go. That would have been perfect. So furious they didn't think of that. And of course, due to aspects of the ship, there are no customizing options. So, we are done. Now, before we wrap things up, the giveaway. If you want your chance to win this ship, to do with as you wish, be it sell it in the exchange so you can get another ship that you prefer, or to actually have this ship in question. Here's how you enter. All you have to do is be available for a stream. Halt! Future Ri'shad here. Having to edit this due to work reasons. The actual giveaway will be on the 31st of the 3rd at around about 9 PM GMT London, which I believe is about 4 or 5 PM in America. Please check what your local time will be. I would do this later. I would have loved to have been doing this around my midnight, but I have family reasons, which means I have to do it slightly earlier. To be in with a chance of winning the ship, you simply need to come along to the stream location, which should be YouTube, here on YouTube for my first ever official YouTube stream, or the backup location will be Twitch, as I've streamed there before and I know I can do that one. I do recommend being subscribed to the channel and ringing the notification bell so you don't miss out on the potential stream. And can I also just say thank you to everyone who's stuck around and watched to the very end of this video. Especially again to those who have been incredibly generous and donated and supported this channel by becoming YouTube members, Patreons, donators, or Twitch subscribers. It means the world to me to have you guys here. I look forward to hopefully seeing you all in the future, and I hope you've found this video entertaining. The visual review will be following, and that should be interesting too. But before that visual review comes out, we've got the Lexington visual, so have fun with that one. Until then guys, thank you for watching. Until next time, ciao for now.